Travis Decker is dead.
We can finally bring a close to this dark chapter of Chelan County.
The hunt for the man believed to have killed his 3 daughters drawing to a close after almost 4 months.
It's going to be a challenging weekend with these closures.
Drivers in South King County bracing for braking as critical road repairs bring back bumper-to-bumper traffic.
We didn't get any notice.
Starbucks employees arriving to locked doors this morning.
Whenever I come here, it was always packed. People are sitting inside,
Seattle's reserve locations among the casualties as the coffee giant shutters stores and lays off hundreds nationwide. History made.
Swing and a miss. The Seattle Mariners are champions in the American League West.
We catch up with fans as the M's look to continue their streak after clinching the American League West title.
This is King 5 News at 5 with Joyce Taylor.
Right now at 5 o'clock, a level 3 evacuation order, which means go now, is in effect for the Eniat Valley and the lower Sugarloaf fire. It's burning out of control. A red flag warning is in effect throughout the Cascades, making firefighting far more difficult and new fires easily sparked. We'll have the latest on all of this in just 8 minutes.
To Whitney, we apologize that it's taken this long to get the closeness and the closure that we are looking for in this case, but I hope that you can rest easier at night knowing that Travis is accounted for. He is deceased. Our DNA results confirm that, and this will bring a close to our case.
So you heard it there, DNA evidence confirming remains found near Leavenworth do indeed belong to Travis Decker. He is accused of killing his 3 daughters, Peyton, Evelyn, and Olivia. Let's get right to King 5's Eric Wilkinson live in Wenatchee, where the announcement was made less than an hour ago. Eric.
Joyce, this is word that people here across Chelan County and really across the Northwest have been waiting for nearly 4 months to hear. 128 days. Travis Decker is dead. This horrible chapter finally over. Decker murdered his 3 little girls back on a camping trip in Leavenworth in May. Authorities conducted 3 fruitless searches spanning 2,900 square miles and several states. It was a 4th search that began just a few weeks ago with the help of a specially trained Washington State Patrol psychologist that pinpointed where Decker would likely be hiding. In the end, his body was found on Grindstone Mountain, just 3/4 of a mile from the murder scene. DNA testing and several items of clothing confirming his identity. A grateful and somber Chelan County Sheriff Mike Morrison has been leading the hunt since day one.
I certainly view it as a win for our community that we can close this. This has been a very dark chapter. You're looking at one of the largest manhunts in Chelan County history, one of the most horrific crimes that we've seen in Chelan County, and we're glad to put it behind us. Personally, I certainly just feel for the family. I couldn't imagine that as a father to lose any of my kids, especially all 3. And I hope that we never see anything like this in Chelan County again.
Sheriff Morrison says he knows that today's announcement will not bring those 3 little girls back, but he simply hopes that it will provide some sort of closure and a little bit more security to their family. Joyce?
And there's still some questions around this, Eric. Do we know anything about how Decker died, how long he'd been dead?
No, we don't know that yet. The sheriff did say today that the remains that were found were partial, which means that an animal could have gotten a hold of them, and that could certainly impact the coroner's investigation as to the cause and manner of death. The sheriff says it will likely be several months before we start to learn any of that information, if we learn any of that information definitively, Joyce.
Thanks so much for your reporting in Wenatchee tonight, Eric. Thank you. Well, coverage continues on air and online. You can hear more from today's press conference and watch previous Decker coverage on King 5 Plus. We will also have the very latest coming up on King 5 News at 6:30 tonight. Other breaking news now that we want to get to. Ex-FBI Director James Comey has been indicted on federal charges. The 2-count indictment, including charges of making a false statement to Congress during testimony 5 years ago, as well as obstruction of a criminal proceeding. You can catch up on the very latest details coming up on NBC Nightly News with Tom Llamas. The Mason County Sheriff's Office is searching for the killer of a 27-year-old woman found dead on the side of the road. Her body was found on the side of the highway, Mallory Broader. She was reported missing July 1st. At the time, police said that there were no signs of a crime. Well, last week, her body was found near State Route 3 near Shelton. Detectives say that her remains were there for an extended period of time. Family members got suspicious when Mallory did not show up for a medical appointment in late June.
At this point, I'm still in shock, and therefore the tears are few. It's just a matter of trying to get through every day.
The Mason County Sheriff declined to comment on this investigation. There have been no arrests or suspects named. Tonight, the King 5 investigators are the first to report the family of a teenager who died in May after hitting a wire cable on his electric bike filed a lawsuit against the city of Everett. Kristen Goodwillie obtained police records that reveal some very troubling details about how long that cable remained in place. Kristen.
That's right, Joyce. These police records right here show city officials didn't take the deadly cable down until the Mexican consulate stepped in following Emiliano Muñoz's death. The consulate warned the mayor that another child could suffer the same fate if the barrier was not removed. Now Emmy's parents are suing the city of Everett and two homeowners. The lawsuit says the city knew about the cable before Emmy died and should have removed it. The Muñoz family says they want justice for Emiliano and that this lawsuit is part of their healing.
What we're trying to accomplish is that there won't be one single more death. There shouldn't be any more negligence, both from the authorities and from people who misuse these areas.
I reached out to the city of Everett and they said in a statement that they can't comment on pending litigation. Joyce?
There have been a lot of questions about how this cable was put up, who was responsible for putting it up. Did you find out anything on that?
So this is extremely odd, Joyce. So that cable was between private land and a public right-of-way. It wasn't the homeowners on that private land that did it. In fact, it was a neighbor down the street. And so he, in these police documents, said that he saw a string was attached and didn't like the way it looked, so put the cable there instead. I should point out that any barrier like this next to a street is against city code because it's dangerous.
And you also pointed out that the city knew it was there and it remained there.
Exactly.
Okay, more to come on this. Thank you.
Thanks, Joyce.
Well, the only adult involved in an alleged assault of a transgender woman in Renton pleaded not guilty today. 25-year-old Ramodre Elias Edwards is facing charges of second-degree assault and a hate crime. 3 teens are also charged in this attack earlier this month that left Nikki Armstrong with a broken nose, a fractured eye socket, and other facial fractures. 900 Starbucks employees are looking for new jobs after getting the stunning message that 180 stores are closing nationwide, including Seattle's 2 flagship reserves. King 5's Alex McClune joining us live in Capitol Hill after talking to some employees today. Alex?
Joyce, Seattle is home to Starbucks, and this is why the news is so hard for local employees. This is what they came to when they showed up for work this morning. Boarded windows, no branding anymore, the mermaid is gone, and only this message. At the bottom here it says, "This was a difficult decision to make. We hope to see you again at one of our other Starbucks coffee houses." Customers in Seattle's Soto neighborhood found the same message at the company's global headquarters this morning. Starbucks says the closures came after a financial review. A spokesperson says it looked at whether stores met customer expectations. An employee tells King 5 they received a text message this morning saying there would be an 8 a.m. company phone call. It turned out to be a devastating recorded message from the company saying that employees lost their job and would receive 60 days of pay. Employee Lauren Barker wonders if this was a response to demonstrations by workers earlier this week.
We did have some picketing on Monday, and the push is really to get Starbucks to come to the table and create the contract. So it does very much feel union busting, because I think someone said it's like a good portion of the stores that are being closed are union stores.
This is one of the largest layoffs in company history. Last year, about 1,100 corporate employees lost their jobs. Coming up at King 5 News at 6:30, we'll talk more to that former worker. Live in Seattle, Alex McClune, King 5 News.
Well, new mandatory evacuation orders in place now for 2 large wildfires burning in the Central Cascades. Officials say the lower Sugarloaf fire starting to burn closer to homes, sparking new evacuations about 15 miles northeast of Leavenworth. The fire has burned more than 31,000 acres. Firefighters are worried about an increase in the wind today. And then a little farther south, the Labor Mountain fire, it is prompting multiple new mandatory evacuation orders, including one for Blewett Pass. The fire is about 10 miles from Cle Elum. It has burned about 17,000 acres and is 7% contained. Both fires, we're told, were started by lightning. Looking out from our Columbia Tower cam right now, you can see some of the wildfire haze still lingering there. Let's get to Adam Claiborne. Red flag warning is in effect today.
Yeah, more so across the eastern slope of the Cascades, and that's where we've been keeping an eye on for maybe those fires that are already existing being fanned by some of the stronger winds that we have on that side of the mountains. You can see the smoke now, thin plumes of smoke, but they are still there, especially if you're downwind of those. Still some poor air quality. Most of the spots, though, even as you head across eastern Washington, beginning to improve, and definitely see improvements on this side of the mountains here. What you'll notice is as we go throughout the night, still more of those strong winds, but they will let up as we head on into the day for tomorrow. And we're going to start to notice that things will improve a little more as far as our air quality over there across eastern Washington. Much better look, though, right now as Stevens pass in comparison to yesterday. And a lot of clouds, but less smoky there out at the airport. Temperatures in the upper 50s and low 60s. Didn't really warm up a whole lot today and tomorrow. Well, just slightly more with some extra sunshine on the way. More on that coming up.
Thanks, Adam. So the M's looking to continue their streak tonight after clinching the American League West title. We're going to catch up with fans and get more of that Mariners mania. Also, health policy changes by the Trump administration causing some confusion, a lot of confusion for families. Our medical analyst, Dr. Vin Gupta, joining us live next to discuss. And highway closures hitting King County this weekend. What you need to know to avoid bumper-to-bumper headaches.
Victims of mesothelioma and their families may be entitled to receive a cash award from the estimated $30 billion in asbestos trust funds now available. Over $50 billion has been awarded already. If you have been diagnosed with mesothelioma or lung cancer caused by asbestos, call the number on your screen now. We have served victims of mesothelioma and their families nationwide for over 30 years. We have successfully recovered hundreds of millions of dollars for thousands of our clients. Even if a family member has passed due to mesothelioma, you may still be entitled to a cash award. So call now for your free evaluation. We want to help victims of mesothelioma and lung cancer and your families get the financial compensation you deserve from the estimated $30 billion in trust funds now available. If you or a loved one has been diagnosed with mesothelioma,
call 1-800-295-1153 now or visit us at mesofund.com.
I started using creams and serums, but nothing was working for my moderate to severe lines.
Botox Cosmetic is different. It's an injection that targets the muscles beneath the surface to temporarily reduce the underlying muscle activity and helps moderate to severe lines look smoother.
I started to notice moderate to severe lines and I was like, okay, it's time to finally book a Botox Cosmetic consultation. Book a consultation with a licensed specialist you trust.
I can say I'm happy with my results.
Talk to your doctor about Botox Cosmetic and whether it's right for you. The effects of Botox Cosmetic may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms.
I got treated with the one and only Botox Cosmetic.
Find a licensed Botox Cosmetic specialist at BotoxCosmetic.com.
Get up to 60% off fall and Halloween during Michael's Fall Haul. From spooky and cozy decor to florals and candles. Plus, score a fall favorite with buy one, get one free craft pumpkins. Shop in-store or online today, only at Michael's.
Let the fun shine with online instant play games from the Kentucky Lottery. Play Outlaws Loot Rail Riches for your chance to win the rolling jackpot. Try it for free today.
Blowback on the Trump administration's controversial claims about autism and Tylenol mounting worldwide this week. Health officials from the UK to Australia are rejecting the president's warnings to pregnant women to avoid the painkiller. This comes as his own administration appears to be walking back the warnings. Meantime, confusion about what's safe for mom and baby flooding doctors' offices and family rooms across America. And that is not the only concern. Recent CDC recommendations on childhood vaccines, or lack thereof, are also causing chaos, from hepatitis to COVID, measles, mumps, rubella, and chickenpox. Joining us now live to discuss is pulmonologist and NBC News medical analyst, Dr. Vin Gupta. Doctor, thanks for being with us tonight.
Good evening, Joyce. Thanks for having me.
Well, first of all, I want to start with just how you would describe this moment that we are in when it comes to public health in America.
Well, public health in America has always had its challenges, Joyce, and yet we're distracted on issues that should not be amongst our top priorities, both from a time standpoint and a resource standpoint. We have enough challenges as a country when it comes to our healthcare system. I'm sitting here in an ICU not far from you in downtown Seattle. I see it every single day, just like my peers do, our public health professionals do. There's a lot of stuff we should be focused on from a bipartisan standpoint to get right. Detailing and debating Tylenol and pregnancy and the childhood vaccine schedule are not urgent issues that we should be spending any time discussing.
What does the president's guidance on Tylenol mean for pregnant women who, as you know, already have so many concerns and fears during pregnancy?
Well, I think at minimum, it's caused a lot of confusion amongst the American public. And there's a lot of people, even obstetricians and gynecologists, who say, how should I navigate these waters here? Will I be in trouble if I recommend Tylenol to my patient who rightly might need to take it? And there's no evidence supporting what the president is putting out there. There's poor quality research from a few years ago, decades ago, up until a few years ago, that suggested a very small link between taking Tylenol during pregnancy and potentially a link to autism development in baby after birth. That has been serially proven wrong by very high quality research in just the last few years. And yet this administration, Joyce, we've talked about this, does what it is very good at. It cherry picks data. It sends the wrong message to the public. It causes confusion, whether it's fluoride in water, whether it's the mRNA vaccines, whether it's the COVID vaccines, hepatitis B, measles, mumps, rubella, and now we're adding to the list here Tylenol and pregnancy. It's never ending. But what I'll say for women out there, have a conversation with your medical provider. Assuredly, you have questions, no doubt. There's nothing wrong with that. More than anything else, just talk to your medical provider. And if you don't have a medical provider and you're an adult watching this, is establish care with a primary care physician. 40% of adults across the country, Joyce, don't even have a primary care doctor. In some cases, they have insurance. They just choose not to establish that care. Really important to have a medical provider you trust in your life.
To get really good, sound medical advice. Let's talk about standard childhood vaccinations, which the president is also questioning, saying that it's too much to be injecting into infants. What do parents need to know about that?
Well, last week was its own sort of kerfuffle when it came to the measles, mumps, rubella, varicella combination shot choice. And this is a shot that was remains recommended for kids 4 years of age and older. Measles, mumps, rubella is a varicella. You need 2 shots to cover against all 4 of those infections. And what happened is confusion that was unnecessary. This combination shot was not recommended as a first-line option for young infants. When you're first supposed to get your first dose between 12 and 15 months of age, pediatricians recommend splitting the doses, MMR and varicella separately, because there's a small risk of febrile seizures, a condition that is self-limited. Frankly, the infections themselves cause that at a greater rate than the vaccine itself, the combination vaccine. But anyhow, we're having all these conversations. It's very confusing, and there was no need for it because the recommendations as they existed prior to last week were very much in alignment with what the Kennedy HHS wanted to put out there. So there was really no need for this debate. All it's done is cause confusion. So again, same recommendation here. if you're a parent out there and you're confused, please talk to your pediatrician, your child's pediatrician. And if you want information right now, go to healthychildren.org. It's produced by the American Academy of Pediatrics. Clear, navigable information about childhood vaccines.
Healthychildren.org. Dr. Vind Gupta, thank you so much for taking the time. I know you're in the emergency room and ICU right now and taking a short break, but we appreciate your insight so much. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, everyone, so air quality is improving. We are seeing more cloud coverage across the area, and that's something that we'll see a bit more of heading into the day tomorrow, along with the trend of pretty much little, if any, smoke haze across our skies at that point. Guess what? This evening, the last 7 p.m. sunset here until March. So it is that time of the year where it gets darker and darker, and there are shower chances still expected here into the weekend. Most of us probably won't see any rain until Sunday evening, maybe more so Sunday night, and then we'll have the better chances coming in heading into Monday. Some others of us, though, especially up near the Canadian border, could see some throughout the day tomorrow or either heading into Saturday. So we're going to talk about that because it looks like up that way as you go farther north, there are chances of showers moving through those areas. We're going to warm up a little more, though, from today because today we were more so in the low 60s, probably back up near the 70-degree mark here through the weekend. Snoqualmie Pass, a lot clearer. Look at the clean air that is now beginning to pop up for us as we are seeing some pretty strong westerly winds beginning to help to usher a lot of that wildfire smoke off towards the eastern side of the state. School net side here at Granite Falls, again, another really nice shot of Mount Pilchuck off into the distance. Less of that smoke haze gives us a better look at that. And then, no, we can't see Mount Rainier from this vantage point from our Queen Anne camera here in Seattle, but that's because of cloud coverage that's across the area. And that's something that we're going to hang on to here into the night. Lower 60s, really, again, we didn't really warm up a whole lot today. Northeast winds coming in only at about 5 miles per hour. We're going to drop tonight into the 50s fairly quickly, but with the extra clouds, not too much more of a drop in temperatures here around Seattle. Outside areas probably will see more 40s ahead for those overnight lows. You can see winds generally for us on this side of the state relatively light, 5 to 10 miles per hour, but it's through those Cascade gaps that we're seeing some of the accelerating winds there, and that is helping to really fan some of the existing fires and those flames, as well as push a lot of this wildfire smoke off towards the east. Improving conditions over there, but downstream of where some of those fires are, you are seeing some poor air quality over that way, while seeing a lot of green indicating good air quality for us on this side of the state, and at the same time bringing in the cooler air as temperatures are down by about 10 degrees from at this point yesterday, having a lot of us right now in the upper 50s to low 60s. Now again, the fire concern is still out towards the eastern side of the state as we are under these red flag warnings until later on into the night because of the gusty winds and helping to create the lower relative humidity values, which the drier air over there. So as that continues here into the night, you'll see the front push on through. We're going to see some clearing tonight, but generally keep a lot of clouds around, and then some of those showers farther north, well, they'll pop up near around Clallam County, the San Juans and Whatcom County, and we'll have better chances Friday night into early Saturday morning, but most of it does stay farther to the north. We'll keep things dry here, it looks like, through most of the weekend, then start to see the rain increase Sunday night into Monday, and we'll keep that around along with more 60s heading into next week.
Thanks, Adam. The Palestinian president addresses the UN by video after the U.S. blocks his visa. What he had to say today from hundreds of miles away. A candidate running to be the next mayor of Seattle says she is boycotting a debate with the local ABC affiliate if Jimmy Kimmel's show is not back on the air. That's ahead.
This is Maria. She's a AAA member, so she has peace of mind. This is Tara. She's not, and she doesn't. Tara fixes flats and pours over possible insurance policies.
You're valuable to us. Keep waiting.
All by herself. Maria, she just has AAA do it for her.
So you did it all already? Yeah.
On the plus side, get more with AAA.
The code is 9914 for the men's room.
Sorry, what?
I got a pretty nice bathroom in there, just in case you need it.
Progressive can't protect you from becoming your parents, but we can protect your home and auto when you bundle with us.
Victims of mesothelioma and their families may be entitled to receive a cash award from the estimated $30 billion in asbestos trust funds now available. Over $50 billion has been awarded already. If you have been diagnosed with mesothelioma or lung cancer caused by asbestos, call the number on your screen now. We have served victims of mesothelioma and their families nationwide for over 30 years. We have successfully recovered hundreds of millions of dollars for thousands of our clients. Even if a family member has passed due to mesothelioma, you may still be entitled to a cash award. So call now for your free evaluation. We want to help victims of mesothelioma and lung cancer, and your families get the financial compensation you deserve from the estimated $30 billion in trust funds now available. If you or a loved one has been diagnosed with mesothelioma,
call 1-800-295-1153 now or visit us at mesofund.com.
Titanium, stronger than steel, lighter than aluminum, trusted in aerospace, and now redefining the way we prepare food at home. Resists corrosion, never absorbs odors, and remains flawlessly food safe without ever breaking down into harmful microplastics. Titanium Edge, now available through this exclusive television offer.
It's a very active scene here.
The smoke should be considered hazardous.
Deputies are asking drivers to stay out of the area right now.
We'll keep you updated as we learn more.
Stream extended coverage right here on King 5 Plus.
The Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas spoke to world leaders at the UN General Assembly today by video after the U.S. blocked his visa. This as more countries recognize a Palestinian state, marking a significant diplomatic shift nearly 2 years into the war in Gaza. Matt Bradley reports from Tel Aviv.
Well, it's been another busy day of diplomacy in New York. All eyes here in the Middle East are on the proceedings at the United Nations General Assembly, where President Mahmoud Abbas is another high-profile guest speaking to the Assembly for the second time this week, and again, doing it by video conference call. The Palestinian president was not allowed a visa by the Trump administration, along with other delegates from the Palestinian government. They said for security reasons. He's in an interesting position, trying to distance himself from Hamas and their cause in the Gaza Strip, and presenting himself as a leader of the Palestinian people, despite the fact that the Palestinian polity, the population in the Middle East, is so badly fractured. He wants to present himself and the Palestinian Authority as a new governing body that can take up the mantle of leading the Palestinians even after the fighting in the Gaza Strip is done. This has been a vexing question, dogging diplomats who are trying to find a solution to the conflict that's been raging there for nearly the past 2 years. And so far, there hasn't been a single real answer that's gotten anywhere in terms of what the day after in the Gaza Strip will look like. Matt Bradley, NBC News, Tel Aviv.
Copper wire missing in Mason County. Thieves are leading to outages. How power companies are fighting back to keep the lights from going out. And 4 major shutdowns are about to grind traffic to a halt in King County, the highways where orange cones are going up, and how long these closures are going to impact your commute. Plus, you are definitely going to need to plan ahead for this weekend's Mariners games. But whether it's the magic of the Etsy Witch or the rally shoe, the M's are division champs. What's still at stake as the team wraps up the regular season?
Andy Barr, groomed by Mitch McConnell as an intern.
My mentor, leader Mitch McConnell.
No wonder Barr bankrolled Trump-hating rhinos.
Some Republicans will be voting for impeachment, and I respect that.
A Trump hater, just like Mitch.
Your school, your style. Pete Millar.
I wanted results that looked like me. I still wanted to look like Claire, just with fewer lines. After my treatment, I saw one of my best friends, and she was like, something's different about you. And when I told her I got treated with Botox Cosmetic, she's like, you still look like you, just with fewer lines. When booking a Botox Cosmetic appointment for the first time, I was nervous that I might look overdone. I'm still the one and only Olivia, just with fewer lines.
I'm happy that my results are natural looking.
Talk to your doctor about Botox Cosmetic and whether it's right for you. The effects of Botox Cosmetic may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms.
I got treated with the one and only Botox Cosmetic.
Book a consultation today at BotoxCosmetic.com.
Booking.com makes trip planning easy, even when your friend group travels in different styles. Be the group chat hero with exclusive travel deals. Booking.com, Booking.yeah.
Watch King 5 Mornings on demand right here on King 5 Plus. News that breaks overnight. Stay ahead of the storm with first alert weather forecasts. King 5 Mornings, weekdays starting at 4:30 a.m. Live or on demand right here on King 5 Plus. This is King 5 News at 5 with Joyce Taylor.
Oh, so many great moments. Tens of thousands of fans are making their way to the ballpark tonight after last night's historic game clinching the American League West Division. And of course, there was Cal Raleigh reaching a historic milestone. King 5's Brady Wakayama joining us live from T-Mobile Park, speaking exclusively with the family who got Cal's 60th home run baseball. Brady, what a night.
Yeah, hey Joyce, it's certainly been an incredible 24 hours for that family and Mariners fans alike who have been waiting for 24 long years to be back on top of the West. But last night's win will be remembered as much more than just a game.
A complete random act of kindness that made like a lifetime moment for him that he'll always remember.
They say there's no crying in baseball, but on Wednesday night, 12-year-old Marcus Ruelos couldn't help it.
Started crying, tears of joy.
Marcus and his family were sitting out in right field at T-Mobile Park when Cal Raleigh smashed his 60th home run of the season.
I started noticing that it was like coming to my section, and it ricocheted off people, and it actually hit my mom's head.
The ball made it into the hands of a Mariners fan sitting behind them. Marcus says as he was going to high-five the man, the fan gave him the baseball instead.
I couldn't believe it. Like, I started kissing the ball and stuff. It did taste like dirt, but I just couldn't believe it.
Neither could his dad, who couldn't help but ask for a picture with the man he considers an inspiration.
Kindness still matters in this world. Like, be humble, be kind, just a cool lesson,
He's a legend. I hope we share our appreciation for him for giving that ball away.
One sports memorabilia store told us the family could have cashed in.
Anywhere between $50,000 to $100,000 baseball. Some of the larger auction houses are considering it being much more.
Instead, Marcus traded with the Mariners the historic ball for an autographed bat from the Big Dumper himself.
Money doesn't matter. I would have gave the ball if I didn't get anything. It's just for Cal. It's his special moment with his family, just like how we had ours.
And in addition to that autographed bat, the Mariners did invite the family for a on-the-field batting practice for a game next season. Joyce?
Brady, my heart's just bursting. What a great story and special family. So, any updates about that fan?
Yeah, within the last hour, the Mariners organization did tell me they were able to identify that generous fan, and he's actually going to be at the game tonight. So a lot of fun to be had tonight.
Well, one big group hug for him. That is an act of kindness right there. Brady, thanks so much. Okay, the last time the Mariners won the division in 2001, the top songs were Fallin' by Alicia Keys and I'm Real by Jennifer Lopez. New TV shows that debuted the same time were Scrubs and Smallville. And when the Mariners won, the first iPod had not even been released yet by Apple. The tech was not available until the following month, so there wasn't even an iPod back then. That's how long it's been. Okay, what are your favorite Mariners moments? We would love to know. You can text us your fondest memories and your pictures to 206-448-4545. You just might see them on TV. And thanks for sharing. Well, one of the candidates running to be the next mayor of Seattle says she is going to boycott a debate at the local ABC affiliate Como TV if its owner, Sinclair, does not put Jimmy Kimmel back on the air. Kimmel's show was pulled more than a week ago after comments that he made about the MAGA movement and Charlie Kirk's death. TV station owners Sinclair and Nexstar are refusing to air Kimmel's late night show even after ABC lifted that suspension. Well, now Katie Wilson is calling on Sinclair to reject government censorship and stand up for free speech.
I cannot in good conscience participate in an event that will drive viewers and dollars to a broadcasting corporation that colludes and capitulates, that collapses like a house of cards under pressure from the Trump administration.
Wilson also called on Seattle Mayor Bruce Harrell to back out of the debate if Kimmel does not return to the air. We have reached out to Mayor Harrell. We have not yet heard back. King 5 and the Seattle Times are hosting a mayoral debate with the two candidates Friday, October 3rd. You can watch that at 8 p.m. on Kong or the King 5 Plus streaming app, which is free to download for your TV. Well, highway closures hit King County this weekend, so watch out. WashDOT urging people to plan ahead as key routes are shut down for critical repairs. King 5's Natalie Swaby has details about what drivers can expect.
From Friday night to Monday morning, South King County commuters need to brace for major disruptions, including here along I-405 through Renton.
I've designed everything to go around it.
For this muralist,
my name is Jeff and I go by Weirdo Cult on Instagram.
The mission is clear.
To give Renton some brand new kind of, really cool fantasy artwork.
His weekend plans include putting his design on this wall. But road construction already creates a hurdle.
It doesn't matter what time of the day, the traffic has been nuts. Depending on the time of day and traffic, anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour and 15 minutes.
WashDOT shut down highways on several summer weekends for vital repairs, and there's still work to do.
We have another round of weekend closures for critical repair and preservation work this weekend.
WashDOT will reduce westbound lanes on I-90 through Issaquah and on State Route 18 in Auburn. Crews will close sections of southbound I-405 through Renton and southbound I-5 through Kent.
It's so much work trying to happen in such a small weather window, and we're kind of run out of time.
Ted Warner also races against the clock.
Timing is always ridiculously important for somebody in my position.
To document the design work.
This mural is actually going to be a release for Magic the Gathering, Wizards of the Coast. I'm hoping to be able to get here when I need to be here.
We know people are frustrated. We understand that. We travel too. But this is work that is critical to preserving our roads and bridges.
I understand it. It doesn't really make it less frustrating, but I understand it. Grin and bear it, definitely. I mean, it is what it is.
WashDOT says weather will determine the work schedule. If it rains, it could force crews to reschedule the projects. In Renton, Natalie Swaby, King 5 News.
Well, for the latest traffic updates, including all of WashDOT's weekend closures, text the word traffic to 206-448-4545. Copper wire thieves are forcing utility companies to get creative. As they try to find new ways to protect copper wire, the power and cable companies are hoping for some help from Olympia. King 5's Drew Mickelson shows us what they are doing and what they want.
Copper theft is nothing new, but the utility companies say it has truly reached a crisis level. While they hope for some new laws from the state legislature, they're going to great weights to try and protect their copper.
You're in Tahuya, Washington at Haven Lake.
Living in rural Mason County means learning to live with power outages.
4 hours, 8 hours, sometimes 24 hours, just depending on how big the outage was. It'll run everything in the house, the electric heat, septic, water pumps.
Jeff Schaller's solution, a $22,000 propane-fueled generator, something he purchased after the lights kept going out.
But the thieves have figured out that under these switches are quite a bit of copper.
Mother Nature is to blame for most of the outages.
And you can see here that the copper has been cut and stolen.
But in Mason County, copper wire thieves are gaining on her.
So this is inside that vault there.
Last year, thieves broke into a series of underground junction boxes, cutting off the power for 1,000 homes on Thanksgiving afternoon.
When the turkey's in the oven, that steals the joy, that steals the family environment, and it really puts a damper on the situation.
While outages cause inconveniences, the damage and required repairs create dangerous situations. So the Public Utility District is trying to make it harder for the thieves.
Brute force is what we're doing here.
They've placed 1-ton concrete blocks on top of those junction boxes. Where they can, they've replaced copper wire with less valuable steel.
We placed this tag on it to try to dissuade them.
They're also looking for help from state lawmakers.
The laws that are in place now to deter purchase of vandalized and stolen copper, they don't seem to be working because it's happening.
Metal recyclers say they are willing to work with law enforcement and the utilities to combat copper wire theft. Legislators say bills are being drafted and will be debated when they return to Olympia next January. In Mason County, Drew Mickelson, King 5 News.
State, local, and federal law enforcement say that they have uncovered a network that could have crippled New York's cellular systems. Officials found more than 100,000 SIM cards and 300 SIM servers, enough to cause chaos for communication. This was the largest seizure ever of these kinds of devices. A Secret Service agent says that this electronic maze was so powerful, it could have sent an encrypted and anonymous text to every person in the U.S. within 12 minutes. It also could have disabled cell phone towers, disrupted emergency services, and enabled spies, hackers, and organized crime.
Foreign governments, criminals located in the United States, are using this network to run their organizations. And that includes cartels.
Lee Waldman joining us now from New York City. So Lee, is there any indication this attempted network disruption was targeted around the United Nations General Assembly?
Joyce, that's a good question. One we asked as well. At this point, no, there's no indication that this was targeted. But had this network not been stopped and had been able to carry out something nefarious during the time of the UNGA, it could have been disastrous. The Secret Service agent that CNN spoke with said that this network would have toppled communications and really hampered any kind of first responder response. If it would have happened in coordination with another kind of attack, like an active shooter, bomb threat, or terror attack, it would have been catastrophic.
And then how can the private sector step up to work alongside law enforcement to try to prevent these disruptions?
Well, Joyce, Bruce Jenkins with Black Duck said that it's on these manufacturers of these SIM cards to monitor and evaluate their supply chain to make sure that these SIM cards don't get in the hands of someone who could do something bad with them. But ultimately, it comes down to effective communication between these private companies and these public law enforcement agencies working together to identify anything that could be deemed suspicious. But Jenkins explained while this seems like a no-brainer, these private companies many times are withholding information because they're not sure how that data will be used, and they're worried about data leaks.
Lee Waldman in New York, thank you so much. The U.S. economy is expanding, according to new data from the Commerce Department. Gross domestic product, the broadest measure of economic output, grew at a 3.8% rate in the second quarter, significantly stronger than previously reported.
The U.S. economy once again proves to be more resilient than had been thought. And obviously, it's had a lot thrown at it in recent years.
Consumer spending, the lifeblood of the U.S. economy, helped to drive GDP higher. That means Americans are still opening their wallets despite ongoing fears around the economy, tariffs, and a cooling job market. And abroad, more drones flew over Danish airports overnight. It is the latest instance of unexplained activity, raising concerns about security in Northern Europe amid growing Russian aggression. Matt Brodner has been aboard the USS Gerald Ford, taking part in a NATO mission off the coast of Norway, and he brings us the latest from Oslo.
Thank you. Well, more drone sightings in Europe overnight, again, this time in Denmark, shutting an airport there. Now, officials have not yet said who is responsible for launching these drones, though we have seen some openly speculate that these are Russian drones or somehow connected to Russian activity. This, of course, follows in the past 2 weeks a number of Russian airspace violations with drones and aircraft in Europe. And all of this is happening as NATO is holding a massive exercise, a massive operation in the North Sea, in the Baltic, in the Mediterranean, all essentially focused on the eastern flank, on Russia, on assuring those members that the alliance will protect them and maintain a sense of deterrence against Moscow. NBC News was aboard the U.S. carrier Gerald Ford this week as part of those exercises, and we saw a massive number of aircraft being launched. NATO officials told us separately that a number of those aircraft were tasked with flying to Eastern Europe to participate in various activities in Finland, in Poland, in Lithuania. That is some distance away. Now, we did speak with the strike group commander aboard the ship, and he said that the message essentially was to show that NATO is strong and maintain a sense of deterrence, but also to demonstrate the United States and NATO's power projection capabilities into Eastern Europe. Matt Bodner, NBC News, Oslo.
Well, high school coach who has spent years building up her players is now finding strength in them. How the Ording community is rallying around her as she takes on her third battle with cancer. And the Mariners are now division champions, and tonight they are one game away from locking in a top seed. How securing the spot would give the team a major advantage in the postseason.
And we're going to keep a lot of the clouds around throughout the evening. So if you're heading to the game, make sure to bring something warm because we are going to deal with some chilly conditions. We'll talk about that. Plus, we'll get a look at what's ahead for your weekend coming up.
Jen has two choices. Become a AAA member and get peace of mind, or fix a flat himself. Book his own vacations. Get his car worked on here?
Is everything going to be all right? I don't know.
Yikes. Or he can have AAA do it all, so he can do this. On the plus side, get more with AAA.
Dr. Rick, we are thinking sandwiches again for lunch.
Tom, remember, we talked about boundaries.
Oh, yes. Gotcha. Okay.
Progressive can't protect you from becoming your parents, but we can protect your home and auto when you bundle with us.
Looks like the soup of the day is tomato bisque.
Tom?
Victims of mesothelioma and their families may be entitled to receive a cash award from the estimated $30 billion in asbestos trust funds now available. Over $50 billion has been awarded already. If you have been diagnosed with mesothelioma or lung cancer caused by asbestos, call the number on your screen now. We have served victims of mesothelioma and their families nationwide for over 30 years. We have successfully recovered hundreds of millions of dollars for thousands of our clients. Even if a family member has passed due to mesothelioma, you may still be entitled to a cash award. So call now for your free evaluation. We want to help victims of mesothelioma and lung cancer, and your families get the financial compensation you deserve from the estimated $30 billion in trust funds now available. If you or a loved one has been diagnosed with mesothelioma,
call 1-800-295-1153 now or visit us at mesofund.com.
Riding down the road, happy as can be. Summit RV, camping made easy. Summit RV, vacation fun. Summit RV.
Es importante ayudar a los demás, pues todos necesitamos un poquito de apoyo. Estoy buscando mi propia forma de dejar mi huella en el mundo y tener un impacto positivo en alguien. Es normal cometer errores, fracasar o equivocarse, pero tienes que seguir poniéndole ganas.
Pregúntale a tu proveedor de atención médica si Biktarvy es adecuado para ti y visita biktarvy.com/español para consultar la información importante, incluyendo advertencias importantes.
Let's take you outside live to Port Angeles. Take a look. Blue skies, but we know that the sun's going down earlier and earlier. But at least at this moment, it's stunning out.
Yeah, it looks amazing there in Port Angeles. Cloud County, too, overall, we haven't really been dealing with a lot of the cloud coverage. That's going to come in as we go later on here into the evening. But yeah, that sun's setting earlier and earlier. So when we're talking about Mariners games, I know we're going to be getting ready to head into October. We still have baseball. When we show you this, it's not going to be today anymore. Of course, First pitch is at 6:40. Sunset today going to be at 7 p.m. Afterwards, we're going to get earlier and earlier. We're going to be talking about night baseball as we head on into that point. Exciting to have playoff baseball here in Seattle again. Mix of sun and clouds ahead for the day tomorrow. We will have some of that smoke haze still in place too. We're still dealing with the last 7 p.m. sunset here for today. And then once we head on into the weekend, we do have showers that are going to be around, but really expect those towards the tail end of Sunday and more so Sunday night into Monday. And if you are up near the Canadian border, you might see a bit of a higher chance throughout maybe tomorrow or heading into Saturday. Those are going to be the only spots though that we think that we'll actually have some of those showers around. By Monday though, it becomes a lot more widespread and we'll see quite a bit of it into next work week. We got the clear skies here up across the mountains, across the Cascades, and up across this way into Skagit County too, as the sun is getting ready to set. A lot of clouds though too. We're seeing that in place here into the evening, especially here in Seattle as we sit at 62 degrees and we see that wind coming in at 8 miles per hour. Not much of a change in temperatures here throughout the night. We'll drop a few more degrees. We really didn't warm up a whole lot, but because we are seeing a lot of the clouds in place, that's going to kind of act as a blanket to keep things from dropping as much. We are noticing though more of that wind still coming up and over the Cascades and coming down rather rapidly. A breezy day out this way towards eastern Washington, helping to fan some of those flames that we have across those areas, which are producing some of the poorer air quality right under where we have those thick plumes of smoke. But overall, we're doing pretty good as far as the air quality is concerned, but the cooler air is coming in with that westerly flow, which brings a lot of us into the upper 50s and lower 60s for some of those afternoon highs. Now, speaking of that wind, it still is going to create a fire concern here as we go across the eastern side of the state, due in part because it is going to be a drying wind. So we're going to keep those relative humidity values on the low end. Plus, we'll see some breezy conditions and those flames will be fanned out just a bit more. These red flag warnings with us until later tonight at 11 p.m. Futurecast kind of shows not a whole lot of rain though as that front pushes on off towards the east. We'll head into the day tomorrow, continue to see things rather quiet. Look up this way right here, Clallam County and up near more the San Juans and Skagit and Whatcom County. We'll have some of that moisture sneak its way southward, especially here closer to Clallam County as we head into late tomorrow night and early into Saturday. But the majority of the moisture will stay off to the north. We'll see a few areas of sunshine into the weekend, kind of helping us out to warm up just a bit more. And then the rain chance starts to increase into Monday. And we'll see more of that to come into Tuesday and next Thursday.
The AL West champion Seattle Mariners are back in action tonight against the Rockies. Now, if the Mariners can win this game tonight, they will lock up the #2 seed. Last night, the M's clinched their first AL West championship since 2001. Cal Raleigh continues to make history. He hit his 60th home run last night, which ties him with Babe Ruth for third most home runs in a single season in the American League.
I don't know what to say. I didn't know if I was going to hit 60 in my life. To do it in this fashion has been crazy and exciting and fun and everything that I hoped and dreamed it would be. And like I said, this is a great moment for this. Like I said, organization, city. But we know we still got some work to do, and we're really excited, to get that opportunity.
Tonight, Emerson Hancock gets to start for Seattle. Hancock has been working out of the bullpen and is making his first start since July 1st. Bradley Blaylock gets to start for Colorado. He is 2-5 with a 9.16 ERA. Tell you what, Joyce, this has been what a magical, fun ride to watch. One more with Colorado, then they wrap up the regular season with the Dodgers over the weekend, and then get ready for the playoffs.
The
Here we go.
postseason.
Yeah, postseason. Seahawks highlights tonight at 9, 10, 11.
Okay, can't wait. Thanks, Chris.
You bet.
All right, small Pierce County communities rallying around a beloved coach with a cancer diagnosis. We have that story next.
Victims of mesothelioma and their families may be entitled to receive a cash award from the estimated $30 billion in asbestos trust funds now available. Over $50 billion has been awarded already. If you have been diagnosed with mesothelioma or lung cancer caused by asbestos, call the number on your screen now. We have served victims of mesothelioma and their families nationwide for over 30 years. We have successfully recovered hundreds of millions of dollars for thousands of our clients. Even if a family member has passed due to mesothelioma, you may still be entitled to a cash award. So call now for your free evaluation. We want to help victims of mesothelioma and lung cancer, and your families get the financial compensation you deserve. from the estimated $30 billion in trust funds now available. If you or a loved one has been diagnosed with mesothelioma,
call 1-800-295-1153 now or visit us at mesofund.com.
At Sun Behavioral Health, our team of dedicated, compassionate professionals is committed to improving the health and well-being of the people and communities we serve. Visit sunkentucky.com to make an appointment or sign up for a virtual assessment. We have a variety of treatment options available. At Sun Behavioral Health, we stand committed to solving the needs of our community 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call or go online to sunkentucky.com.
Oh my gosh, I just win 500. I'm not gonna lie, it's not $1 million lottery win, but I literally only played this game for a few hours yesterday. And bam, that 500 went straight into my PayPal. No kidding. And get this, you guys, I didn't spend a single rand cent, no one. All I did was collect my daily tiny rewards and those awesome free spins every single day. You seriously have to drop everything and download this game. It's called Real Fusion and it's good.
Hundreds of residents in the small Pierce County town of Ording are coming together to support a beloved high school volleyball coach. As Pierce County Bureau Chief Connor Board reports, the coach is facing cancer for a third time.
Here at Ording High School, Coach Gary Ann Fry is a pillar in the community. She's been coaching volleyball here for nearly 14 years and was helping coach other sports for about a decade before that. Coach Fry is no stranger to challenges. She had Hodgkin's lymphoma twice in her 20s, and now she's facing a new fight, an aggressive form of breast cancer. Her team at Ording High School and the club volleyball team, where she's a director, is rallying around her with encouragement and fundraising. Despite her treatments, Coach Fry has only missed one game. She said being able to see her team is the best medicine of all.
I was not feeling the best yesterday, and being around them, hands down, like I am on cloud 9 when I leave a gym with them. And today I have so much more energy than I did before I saw them yesterday.
On Monday night, the volleyball team here at Ording High School is hosting their annual Smash Out Cancer Night for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and this year they're donating some of that money to help Coach Fry. Coming up tonight at 7, you'll hear from the players about why they said it's important for them to step up and help. In Ording, Connor Board, King 5 News.
And today on King 5 News, DNA evidence confirming the death of Travis Decker, the man accused of killing his 3 daughters. At 6:30, details from Wenatchee. The King 5 investigators are the first to report the family of a teenager who died in May after hitting a wire cable on his electric bike and filed a lawsuit against the city of Everett. We have details on that in half an hour. Orange barrels are going up on 4 highways, the major shutdowns that will impact your commute through King County this weekend. That's after Nightly.
Tonight, the disturbing notes left by the shooter who opened fire on an ICE facility. Officials calling his actions the very definition of terrorism. Also tonight, Amazon agreeing to pay $2.5 billion in a settlement. Can you cash in? We'll explain tonight when we join you in the West for Nightly News.
And Mariners mania. Another game tonight at T-Mobile Park. We could clinch the number 2 seed. And how old were the Mariners back in 2001? Some of the players now, were they even born yet? We have a lot more coming up for you in the next half hour of King 5 News. We'll see you in 30 minutes for King 5 News at 6:30 and 7. NBC Nightly News up next.